everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's depends where you're gonna be watching this show. For you school bus attendants, escort and drivers, for you the public out there in generally, you know already this show, it is broadcasting on Radio Tele, Citadelle Inter, and mostly this show I am the one who conducting that show. I'm the one who hosts that show almost every day, and anytime something came out on the school bus, and you will see the life of NYC school bus attendants, escorts, drivers in the school bus industry. You will see that show. This show today we're going to do it in two languages. We're going to do it in English and we're going to do it in Creole, because it is very important. Those information we're giving out there, people could receive it in English, Creole, and Spanish, and so many else languages, which is very difficult. I don't speak that much languages. I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak African language, but I do speak Creole. I could say something in French and English, and I don't speak Spanish. So it is very important. So I want you guys to understand. Sometimes I will take a break and mostly to speak some Creole. The reason why I do it this way today, it's because if I do a show in English, and I'm gonna have to do the same show in Creole again. And today I decide to have the show in Creole and in English. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere. We have a lot of information we're gonna give today. You know, today is a special breakfast Creole. Today I'm not concentrate on eating and talking fast and making joke. It's gonna be like more seriously on certain things that are happening, and you have to know in the school bus industry. You have to be participate. So even it's breakfast Creole, so it's gonna be in English, it's gonna be in Creole, but mostly might be in English, because we are in a country where we have to speak English, and English is our first language. We have to communicate in English. So when we're doing the job out there in the school bus industry, we all have to speak English. So I understand if we together, we are the same nationality, or we speak Spanish, or we speak Creole in the bus, or in the yard, we speak English, Spanish. I understand that. But the job required, United States of America required for people to speak English. So today we're going to be talking about COVID-19 family pay leave. We are already talking about it already, but we're going to talk more about it, and we will have Legan, that's our sister, that's going to be with us on the phone, that's going to give more details about COVID-19 family pay leave. I spoke about that already. Last 2 weeks, I spoke about COVID-19 pay leave. I spoke about NYS family pay leave. Also talking about, I was talking about sick days. I was talking about personal leave in the school bus industry. But some of the rules and regulations, they are for the whole New York City, for anywhere you working at. It's not only the school bus industry. So if you are in the school bus industry, where you're going to have to watch this video, it's not only for school bus attendants or escort or drivers. It's a lot for, we're going to talk about the whole public out there, but this is what affecting us. It will be concerning a note our board union just post out there and we will be like more specific on certain point they have made on that note. That's very important. And like I was mentioned before, it's not the first time you're gonna hear it. You hear it so many times, but so that's a big upload for our board union. They really listening to us, especially me, especially Legan, especially all of you who always participate in the show. So the board union so have a point that's very important. I was mentioning it, but people did not paying attention. But like I said before, on the union board website, it's not everybody who has access to internet. It's not like everybody who has access to the WhatsApp or to the YouTube. But at least if they post it on the website, and if we talk about it too, that's a big plus. So we about to talk a little bit or talk again about COVID-19 family pay leave. We're going to talk about it inside the school bus industry. Let me be a little bit in Creole, and guys, I will come back. So, bonjour, bonsoir tout le monde. Nous mêmes que ce soit à côté que nous branchons, school bus attendant, driver, escort, mechanic, matron. If you're in the school bus industry, I'm telling you, welcome to, bienvenue dans Chosa. Chosa, nous connaissons, c'est la vie yon school bus attendant dans New York City. Ok? So, nous connaissons que chaque jeudi, nous gagnons breakfast créole. Mais jeudi, nous faisons Chosa parce que nous connaissons tout le monde la caille, tout le monde a regardé, tout le monde a suivi. Nous relais breakfast créole still, mais son breakfast créole à emergency. C'est ça que fait nous pas ouais, DJ Alex a mangé, m'a un petit café là devant, m'a tout boire un petit café. Nous pas empêcher ça. But n'a pas clearly, n'a pas bien spécifié pour capable comprendre. Nous fait tout ça déjà, me fait tout ça déjà. Nous t'ai parlé sur COVID-19 Family Pay Leave. Nous t'ai parlé sur NYS Family Pay Leave. Nous t'ai parlé sur Sick Day. Nous t'ai parlé sur Personal Leave. So bagay sa yo ou still jouen yo en dan school bus industry. Mais gen ket nan yo tou ou jouen yo out there nan public là, tant que COVID-19 Family Pay Leave, c'est en général dans tout public là que y est. Mais il y a dans school bus industry côté que gen moun qui veut prendre avantage de nous-mêmes. Pas seulement dans school bus industry, mais dans toute communauté, tout côté mon travail, patron travail yo veut prendre avantage. C'est-à-dire que me parler de ça déjà, personal leave, sick days, NYS Family Pay Leave and COVID-19 Pay Leave, qui ça que yo qui moun qui est éligible pour yo, comment pour toucher, qui est pour toucher, nous parler de toute barre ça. Mais qui ça qui gagne? Gagne une petite confusion. Confusion qui gagne, toujours gagne monde comme quoi qui toujours besoin de prendre avantage pour le monde. Toujours gagne de ces institutions, de ces instances, les que yon bagay rivé, que les fait apparition, c'est plus plein poche. So, en nous bi clair, non pas dit c'est ça lié, but selon Union 1181, dans note que vous fait sortir, il faut que nous ouvrions les yeux nous pour nous connaître de ces bagailles bien, parce que en pile monde qui dans school bus industry, yo même yo entitled pour yo capable yo en mesure pour yo capable gagner family pay leave à l'aide de COVID-19 non, on a toujours parlé de ça. On a toujours dit non à l'aide de COVID-19 non, mais que nous-mêmes nous cachita la caille nous eh bien n'a touché, mais il faut que nous gagnions un certificat par un health center, un l'hôpital, un médecin qui dit nous que nous malades, nous gagnons, nous tester COVID-19. Non, positive, et nous-mêmes, selon loi qu'il a, selon loi mettez là, ou même de vous tester positif, ou bien ou t'es dans environnement, quelques monde qui te testé positif, que vous-même vous supposé en quarantaine. Et l'heure que vous-même ou en quarantaine, compagnie côté ou travail là, supposé payer là jusqu'à 14 jours. Et vous supposé payer jusqu'à 80 semaines. Et qui j'en parle payer, il y a payé en full. Il y a payé tout l'argent au supposé tout cher. Mais, depuis que bagay a changé. Ou même, kap kote là, sou gen yon petit tout, sou gen yon famille, ou gen mari, ou gen ménage, on love from ou même, yon famille qui testé avec COVID-19, et li même la gen pour le rete en quarantaine. So, ou pas gen côté pour mener, si son ti monde que ou genyen, que ou même ou ap take care ti monde ça parce que l'école li fermé à l'aide de COVID-19. Ouais, l'école li fermé à l'aide de COVID-19 que yo pas ka joindre côté, ou pas ka joindre côté pour mettre, ou pas ka joindre daycare center, ou pas ka joindre quel côté, c'est pour garder. Ou gen yon famille auto qui malade dans cas là, c'est ou capter quel et bien les différents. So, premier partie ya, employeur gagne pour payer full amount parce que ou malade, c'est vous-même. Ou malade. So, c'est-à-dire que ça, c'est COVID-19 Family Pay Leave par le mixel avec l'autre bagaille. Faut nous très comprendre ça qu'a fait là. So, qu'on y a là, sous malade. Si c'est un monde qui va te care, sous malade, je suppose payer 100%. Parce que automatiquement, il y a une loi qui là, c'est New York State loi qui dit que vous supposez en quarantaine à l'aide que vous-même vous testez que ou c'est un monde qui comme quoi alors que nous pourrons en pile détail t'as les concernant bien pour nous retourner encore les à marcher sur nous pourrons faire une connexion. Ouais, so you guys, you know, stay tuned. So et restez branché dans tourner. Let me be clear, let me come back. Quittez me tourner en anglais. So let me speak English a little bit for you guys. You understand exactly what I was saying in Creole. That's the same thing I was mentioning before, and that's the same thing I try to telling my Haitian people. Like I mentioned before, we're gonna be live with a sister in the school bus industry. It is very important, guys, to know certain rules and regulations out there. So COVID-19, if you are tested like positive of COVID-19 in the school bus industry, so you know right away, so you have to be in quarantine. Or if you've been around someone who tests COVID-19 positive, so you have to be in quarantine. And when you're in quarantine, whatever you work in, and they have to pay you in full, especially in school bus industry, which are different when you have a family member, your child, your kids, you are being taking care and they've been testing for COVID-19 and they have to stay home, especially your kids who do not have a place to go, the school closed, or daycare center closed because of COVID-19 issue. So right there, this is caring. If you're caring for someone, it's different. You're not going to pay full. You're going to get paid 2/3. If you sick, if you test COVID-19, that's when you're going to get paid full. But if you're taking care of someone and your family, so you have to stay home because they don't have no place, or you have to stay in quarantine. If you have to stay with them, taking care of them is different, 2/3. But if you have to stay because you've been testing or around somebody, they told you have to stay in quarantine, company have to pay you in full. We're going to try to make that contact and listening carefully what our sister is going to tell you in the school bus industry. But it's the same thing what I was telling you. They have some employer trying to give hard time to pay. This is the part that's very important. Some employer trying to give hard time to the employees. They trying to not paying you guys. So this is against the law, because there's a law saying if you test COVID-19 positive, and you have to stay in quarantine according to the order, according to the law that made for you to stay in quarantine for 14 days up to 8 weeks. You have to get paid full 100%. That's where we are now, and we don't want people to be confusing by getting paid full and getting paid 2/3. Each of them have their rules and regulations. They have their rules and regulations. So guys, you out there, you have to understand that. And if you want to participate on this show, you could always call just now and make a comment about what we are talking about. This is not the first time you're listening to those issues, but we're talking about not NYS family pay leave. We are talking about COVID-19 family pay leave. 917-847-1417 if you want to participate on this show just now. 917-847-1417, and we could talk, we could ask questions. Just now, we're going to have, in a minute, we're going to have our sisters that's going to bring more information about COVID-19 pay leave. Okay? COVID-19 pay leave. COVID-19 pay leave, once again, I'm telling you, it's not only in the school bus industry. COVID-19 pay leave, it's all over. If you've been diagnosed of COVID-19, so you have to stay in quarantine, and you have to get a note from the hospital, from the healthcare facility where you've been getting treatment, for you to stay in quarantine. You, especially the company where you work at, have to pay you in full at 100. But if you have a family you're taking care because of COVID-19, they have to pay you 2/3. So the reason why we bought this in the school bus industry is because our union put a note out there that's very important, guys. That's why I'm always saying you have to go and read those letters. Read and understand. If you don't understand, maybe you talk with someone who's supposed to help you and telling you the way they gave you the information on those letters. Nous même qu'à côté là, c'est même information que m'bay en anglais, m'bay en créole. Côté que nous même cap travail là dans school bus industry. Côté que li note que union nous fait sortir, même si 1111, que ce soit union cap côté là, membre union cap côté là, c'est côté que mettre compagnie a essayé pas payer nous. Les que nous-mêmes nous chita la caille nous testé à COVID-19. Qui est très important, c'est pas seulement school bus industry qui a fait ça. Tout l'autre monde qui travaille l'autre côté, qui regarde des vidéos ça, n'a prend exemple non. C'est un show communautaire malgré son show school bus qui est. Mais si que ou malade ou te testé l'hôpital que ou te gen COVID-19, gen yon loi qui fait loi a dit comme ça que qui est très important. Ouais. Et nous gagnons mon cap relé là. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm going to try to connect you just now. I don't know if you hear me very clear.
I hear you well.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, Okay. I have somebody on the line, but which I'm trying to connect. I don't know if I could call you right back and try to connect and see exactly.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. I have someone I have to connect. Like guys, I was telling you, we're gonna have a lot of information, and those information we're gonna have is gonna serve you not only in the school bus industry, but it's gonna serve you out there where we have so many issues. We have so many things happening between sometimes company, sometimes company wanna taking advantage to people, don't wanna pay people the way according to the law, according to what's been there, what's made there for them to pay us. So we're gonna be specifically on giving people good information, and you have to know, I have to know, everybody else have to know about those rules and regulation. I'm gonna try to call the sister and to see if the sister is going to plug in and to give us more details. And I hope you guys, you stay tuned and you're going to listen to the sister. I don't know if the sister is going to plug in. I'm calling just now. So once again, guys, you are on the live of the school bus.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
But I don't know if you hear me.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay.
Good morning again, because I was telling all of my listeners we're gonna have you live on the show, either in Creole or English. Like I'm gonna repeat a little bit what I was saying in English. So I was telling people we're gonna have you live just to clarify certain things in the school bus industry, and the reason why our union 1111 put this note out there. Comme te dit tout le monde que nous allons gagner les gains, son sister qui dans school bus industry qui toujours porte information pour nous, ben c'est en anglais qu'il peut aller. Que nous-mêmes nous connaissons, nous dans pays que nous supposons parler anglais, malgré ma parole gonjan répéter après, le même de entendu nous, tout ça me te dit nous. Yes, again, I would like you to just tell us and exactly what you think about this note that's been out there, why the note is out there.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's just to talk a little bit about the note, because the reason I believe they posted that note is because some companies have been giving their employees a hard time when it comes to coronavirus, for us employees to get paid for coronavirus issue. And mostly they have been paying okay to the ones that have been affected. But, you know, there are many different ways that you could be affected. You could be affected by coronavirus directly, like you being the one that is sick, or you could be affected by being near someone that was declared or it was already affected by COVID. Mm-hmm. So that's when, you know, I have information that's when they giving more of a hard time and paying you when mm-hmm. you are not the direct person that is being affected by COVID. Mm-hmm. When is that someone else that you've been in contact with has been sick, that's when they give him more trouble. But according to the Family First Coronavirus Response Act, and according to those regulations, I mean, according to that law that they made only for this specific occasion for the paid leave. It's paid sick leave. If you work for a company that has less than 500 employees and it's a private company, you are supposed to get 80 hours, up to 80 hours at the employee's regular rate or the minimum wage. So whatever rate you are, you're supposed to get paid fully. If you are under a government quarantine or a stay-at-home order. Also, if, sometimes you go and you have the test done and they tell you you are positive, or they tell you you need to self-quarantine. So if you are ordered to do so, you must report it to the company, and the company is supposed to pay you 100%. But also, I don't know if I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already done the test or know about someone that has done it. If you have been in contact with somebody that has COVID, because that's the first thing that they do. They ask questions. Once you are positive, the doctors, they ask you, or the place that you went to, they ask you, do you have a list of people that you've been in immediate contact with in the last 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever? And then when you give them the names and you say, okay, this person might be at risk, there are cases that then they call, the city calls, the healthcare department calls you and tell you you must quarantine. So if that's the case, even though you don't even know if you have it, but the city order you to quarantine, you also need to notify the company, because this is the problem. You're still not positive. You still haven't tested, but you were in contact. You were in contact with somebody that already tested positive, and you need to go and have the test. You could have it and still don't know. So if the city order you to stay home, and then you go to work because they tell you you still are not diagnosed, then you're violating the city requirements. Okay, so this is very tricky. So if the city tells you to self-quarantine, you must do so. You need to inform the company. And this is why the 1181 posted that note, because that's when the company's been having issues. When the city orders you because someone else has it and you were close to that person, then they have an issue to pay you. Some companies have an issue to pay you for that period of time. But according to the law, you are supposed to get paid up to 80 hours. Okay, so it explains it very clearly, and I quote, it says, you qualify if you are under a government quarantine or a stay-at-home order. Another way to qualify is if you've been advised, as I just mentioned, by a health care provider to self-quarantine. Okay, that means you're still not diagnosed, but they told you must quarantine. You still qualify. Or if you are seeking a diagnosis for COVID-19 symptoms, you also qualify. And this is called paid sick leave under Family First Coronavirus Response Act. You can look that up. And as I mentioned, you must inform the company right away, and you are entitled to get paid. Now, another thing that is also mentioned in the note is paid family leave. This is a total different situation than paid sick leave under coronavirus. Paid family leave is something that is not only for coronavirus. It could be for anything else. Anybody else that if you're caring for someone or for a child who's in school and doesn't have anybody, the school has been closed because of coronavirus, or it's a care provider cannot take care of him anymore, and you don't have nobody to take care of your child while you go to work because of coronavirus issues, then you're not going to get paid 100%, but you will get paid 2/3 of your salary. And this is, you could have up to 10 additional weeks. And you need to submit that also. And there's a requirement that you have to be employed for at least 30 days, 30 calendar days, in order for you to qualify for that. Also, paid family leave is not to care for yourself. So if you are being diagnosed with COVID, that does not apply for you. So that's why I said paid family leave is totally different than paid sick leave. Also, the letter mentioned about you using your accrual days, or some people call it vacation weeks. And I'm not going to go into detail into that, because I know there's a lot of people with different contracts and sometimes even different unions. So it's different for everybody that is under different contract. But in general, speaking in general, if you know your contract, I know for pioneer people, we do not have, seniors do not have sick days.
Sick days. Mm-hmm.
Okay, only the new people and the newcomers have sick days.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to use your sick days if you have coronavirus, or if you were told by the city or by the health department, if you were told that you need to quarantine because someone else had it. You do not need to use your sick days. You do not need to use that, because those 14 days are covered by the city, by that act that I mentioned earlier. So it's like you're wasting something that belongs to you, that you can use it towards something else. You're wasting it, and you're not using what the city is providing, which is the 14 days guaranteed paid if you are affected. I don't know if I explain myself. It's a little confusing because there's a few different things. I'm trying to make it as short as possible. But
okay, one question, Legends, before we leave this spot. You say the old timers, they do not get paid sick days for sick days. Okay, it's only the newcomers. Okay, but the old timers, what they could use in case they have someone sick, or if they sick.
Okay, this is the thing. We're talking about sick outside of coronavirus.
Outside of coronavirus, yes.
Because remember, we have to be specific. Right now, we're talking about coronavirus, okay? And this is what the letter from 1181 is informing us. It's not referring if you're sick because you, God forbid, you have any illness other than coronavirus, okay? Other than COVID. So we have to be very explicit about it. So if you are sick for any other reason than coronavirus, then we have disability. Because we don't have sick days.
Sick days. Okay.
The newcomers do, and the new people and the company in our contract again, and pioneer contract, they do have sick days.
Okay.
But
okay, right there, people understand. But this is where I wanna come, because we have to stay on COVID-19 because we don't wanna go somewhere else that's gonna make people confusing.
Exactly.
Let me go a little bit about reimbursing of people who do not use their sick days. The company allowed them to reimburse them or no, if they don't use those days for the newcomers.
Okay, the newcomers are supposed to get paid their money if they don't use it. Okay. Now, another thing that I overheard, I am not 100% sure. I do not like to comment on things that I'm not 100% sure. But I am going to talk about last year. Last year, the people that did not use, the newcomers and the new people in the company that did not use their sick days, they were paid that money. I heard this year we having issues with that. Okay? But I do not know for a fact that last year, the people that were entitled to sick days and they did not get sick and they did not request those days, at the end of the year, they got their money for those days they were supposed to use for sick days. Now, this year, I overheard that they telling people to take their sick days because they're not paying them. Now, I do not know if that is a fact.
Okay. Confusing, because we have to go back on COVID-19. Confusing a little bit. For those people, even your old timer, you take sick days. You take sick days, so they pay you. So they still allowed. There is a part of our contract saying they have to take it from the actual check.
Okay, this is all a strategy. That's the way that I look at it. Because, okay, you know, that in reality, in our contract, 1181 with Pioneer, if we take 2 days off, we do not need to explain anything about it. We just call in, we can come in, that's it. Now, the third day that you go consecutively, that you don't go to work consecutively, then you need to have a doctor's or an explanation. You need to present it, because if not, it's considered abandonment, right? So in the event that you feel sick for 4 days in a row, it's not a long time, but it's 4 days, you could request to have to use the accrual, because I do not call it. Okay, let me rephrase that. All timers, they tell us that whatever days we need, we could use it. I mean, we could use sick days, but then they will deduct it
from the actual,
from our accrual checks. And the way I look at it is, it makes no sense, but that's how the contract is for us, for the old timers. That's how the contract is. Okay, you need a day or need 2 days. That's your decision. Like, if that week you need money and you don't want to be deducted because maybe you're short to pay your rent or whatever the case may be, you could ask them to pay you. And then towards the end, when you get paid for the accrual, they deduct it from there. So it's like a loan. It's not even considered a sick day, because they are not giving you money for that. It's you paying it yourself with the money that you have accrued in your accrual checks.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but this
for me you correct. For me you correct. But we're gonna go back. But I don't wanna keep on asking questions and we don't stay in the rope. What is for you? I might know that answer. I don't know, I'm not too sure. For you, what is the reason a school bus driver don't have sick days?
Well, according to them, because we have a lot of break in between, and we are able to schedule besides of the field trips, because most of the time, unless it's a busy month like April, May, we have a lot of time to go in between the hours that we have off to go to our appointments or to do some things, which I don't understand, because still you could be sick early in the morning It doesn't necessarily need to be an appointment. It could be that you really, don't feel well. So, but it's something that is handled when the contract it's submitted, and when most people voted in, and those things are out, they stay out. So that is something that maybe we need to push through, because sometimes you do feel that you do feel sick, and then you don't get paid. And as human beings, we all need sick days, because we're not perfect. We're not always going to be healthy. So I really don't understand that some people do get it, we don't get it. It doesn't make sense when we working and we human being, things happen.
Okay, let's go back against COVID-19, because we don't have that much minutes left, much time left. Let's go back. What are you going to tell people exactly about COVID-19, just to put that in, because the time is running fast?
Okay, no, as I said, you are entitled to get paid fully, 100%, if you tested positive for COVID-19, or if you have been ordered by the city or by the health department to self-quarantine because someone else that they tested already, and told them that you were in contact with that person, and the city required for you to go and self-quarantine. You are also guaranteed paid 80 hours, so fully paid. Or if you're caring for a child that you can send it to school because the school is closed, or your care provider is not open because of COVID, you're also entitled to get some pay, which is 2/3 of your salary. So in those cases, it's always good to know what are your rights, what are the sources that you have, in order for you not to go crazy about it, because I know a lot of people hesitate when they don't have the information. And this is what the notes from the 1181 is reassuring you. So I know, me personally, have some friends that are being diagnosed right now, and they still haven't gotten paid. So now is your chance with this letter. Bring it up to your shop store, bring it up to the company, to the delegates, to anybody you need to bring it up, because you are entitled to get paid by law.
Okay, Legends, that's where we're going to stop today. Thank you for those information. So thank you to bring us and make us understand what is going on with this note. So I think we will be able to talk more about, especially for those people who do not getting paid for the COVID-19 issue, and they stay home and they have to get paid. Thank you so much, sister.
And also, lastly, Alex, if you listeners are having issues with your company that is not paying you for all this information we give you, and you want to give out your name and send it to Alex, and we can make a list, and then we could have signatures, and we could go to the local union or call the representatives or the shop store to make it happen, because we're here to help each other out. And we definitely, if you're going through tough times and you are home, you still need to get paid, and you still need to take care of your bills. So, I know it could be you being sick and not getting paid. It doesn't help. So if you need help by contacting your shop store or whoever the case may be, send us an information. Maybe we can help out.
All right. Again, thank you so much. Have a nice day, sister. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, guys, I know you was listening clearly to what the sister was saying, but we were leaving COVID-19 pay leave little bit, so we have to know about those stuff. So the newcomers has to get paid for sick days if they not using it. That's why I was asking if the newcomers how to get paid if they're not using it. So we don't have a clear answering. If you do not use your sick days, the newcomers is not going to get paid. The old timers, I was asking question for sick days. Employer will deduct your actual check. If you take sick days on your actual check in June, they're going to deduct and take some of them. So, je crois que moun kapote là, nous gagnons clearly ça que les gens tap dit nous là. Et ça, les gens expliquent nous, je crois que nous comprenons tout, parce que nous avons fait un petit brosser là-dedans. Que nous-mêmes, nous pourrons gagner un peu de difficulté côté que employeurs, mettre compagnie, pas pouvoir payer nous, Corona, livre paye là, côté que c'est l'État qui baille pour être capable de payer livre. Il y a deux conditions. Il y a une condition côté que si c'est vous-même qui testez coronavirus, puis vous payez au full et vous-même soit taking care of yon petit moun normal ou quelconque pour être capable de payer tout heure. C'est parti ça que vous-même vous toujours pas voulu payer. Vous toujours abgoumen les qu'on famille, petit homme, mari ou madame qui vous pas voulu payer. So nous fait apparition tout sous sick days. So sick days school boss c'est selon qui compagnie qui union courrier dans pioneer old timer pas gain sick days. Si on prend sick days, eh bien c'est dans chaque vacances sous accrual check là, ça nous les vacances, paye vacances, il y a dedans, il va retirer là-dedans. Si on paye il y a retirer là-dedans. Et me poser question tout ça fait monsieur yo et yo même yo pas vle bay sick days dans school boss ça, c'est parce que avec mouvement ça, eh bien nous même nous ka shut down nos compagnie. Parce que si vous avez 20 chauffeurs, 40 chauffeurs qui collent sick pour 3 jours, pour 4 jours, eh bien c'est 20-40 chauffeurs qui sont malades, qui étaient dehors, et ils n'ont pas fait rien. Bon, on veut votre travail, il a fait. Eh bien, chaque boss qui passe au-dessus, la violation. Ok? C'est là que nous mettons fin, que nous disons tout le monde merci d'être que vous-même vous avez participé ensemble avec nous. Que vous comprenez, je dis à son spécial breakfast, il y a plus d'informations, share et ou même toujours continuer subscribe on YouTube. Go on YouTube, search Alex Calix et puis subscribe pour capable gagner émission ou chaque semaine automatiquement. Bye bye tout le monde, Kembe Palagé ou même qui là. Que nous tous sommes celles que nous sommes haïtiens, toujours share ces informations ça yo, toujours share toute information qui dans School Boss Industry. Pas négliger à information yo, les bonnes informations yo en créole que nous capable comprendre ça qu'a dit que Bodinion mettez une note dehors que nous bail plus nous te gantan bail explication mais yo même yo fait un petit ajouter. Là yo fait un petit bagage qui bon, pour nous capable dire au fond bagage qui bon. So c'est même gens tout ou même là on fait des bagages qui pas bon, faut donc critiquer pour capable brancher. So Kembe Palagé tout le monde, c'était un plaisir. Stay safe, toujours être avec même condition coronavirus, mettez masque, lavez mains, restez loin 6 feet et puis passez tellement à l'en balle à l'en club. Bye bye tout le monde.